Guccifer, like Lucifer. Guccifer hacker, one-man hacking machine. So this week, the DNC admitted that their servers had been hacked, their email client servers had been hacked, and it appears that what was targeted was opposition research on Donald Trump. The Democratic National Committee tried to make it seem as though it was a effort by Russia. A national effort, like this was a major effort from Russia and the Putin administration and his intelligence agencies. So they try to make it seem as though it was a huge operation under which many people and many organizations would have been victimized by this high level of hacking. Apparently, Guccifer didn't like the sound of that because he made it clear on his website that this was something he was able to do on his own. And to prove it, he released some documents. And in the midst of releasing all the documents that outlined the opposition research for Donald Trump, he also released financial documents showing contributions from people like Morgan Freeman, just showing their top level donors of $1 million to the DNC, their spreadsheet. And of course, all of this, for integrity, I have to say all of this is alleged. However, when confronted with questions by the Young Turks political reporter Jordan Chariton of whether or not this was these were actual documents, instead of saying a firm yes or a firm no, the DNC deflected. And in this kind of scenario, when you deflect, that essentially tells us that these are real documents. So I want to bring up on the screen here. So in the midst of these being, alleged documents, we feel like they're real documents because the DNC did not deny the authenticity of the documents. If you dug into some of the documentation, you would see the strategy of the DNC all the way back in May of 2015. So May 26, 2015, this is a memo that was sent to the Democratic National Committee. And the memo says, please find a suggested strategy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Our goals and our strategy. Number one, highlight when the GOP candidates so this is the opposition strategy against the GOP. Highlight when the GOP candidates are outside of the mainstream on key issues. Number two, damage Republican presidential candidates' credibility. Three, use specific hits to muddy the waters around ethics, transparency, and campaign finance attacks on HRC. That number three is the big one. Now, this is a document that Guccifer the hacker got from the DNC, allegedly got from the DNC. When confronted about the authenticity of this document, let me put it back on me, on the authenticity of this document, the DNC did not confirm nor deny. They deflected. So in the absence of a firm yes or a firm no, we're going to continue to explore the substance of these letters, of this memo. And the substance of this memo suggests that there was a strategy put in place in May of clearly states that there was a strategy placed in May of 2015 that outlined how the DNC was going to assist Hillary Clinton in gaining a victory. Now, Bernie Sanders did not launch his campaign, and I'm trying to find the date. He launched his campaign in April of 2015. Yeah, I'm here counting months of right. So in April, he launched his campaign, but in May, the DNC received a memo, and there is a question of where this memo came from, right? It's not clearly documented where this memo came from, but it shows that the DNC had in their records a strategy to help Hillary Clinton win the general election before the primaries even kicked off in earnest. I'm putting it back on your screen. So before the primaries even began in earnest, Bernie Sanders had just declared in April that he was kicking off his campaign to run for president, Martin O'Malley, I don't know if Martin O'Malley had declared yet or not, but he was in the race, and the DNC is making plans on how they're going to help Hillary Clinton win. Now, forget about the strategy of muddying the water, right? We'll discuss that in a minute. We'll discuss the muddying water in a minute. But just the fact that their plans and their eyes and their intentions, the DNC, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, their intentions were set on helping Hillary Clinton win while or even before the primary began. So much for that unbiased, right? They're neutral, the neutrality that they tried to make people believe. And I want to share this. This is the tweet from Jordan Sheraton from the Young Turks, where he spoke to the DNC, and the DNC official to him on the Guccifer hack said, this is the statement from the DNC: our experts are confident in their assessment that the Russian government hackers were the actors responsible for the breach detected in April. And we believe that today's release and the claims around it may be a part of a disinformation campaign by the Russians. We've deployed the recommended strategy, the recommended technology, so that today our systems are secure thanks to a swift response to the attack, and we will continue to monitor our systems closely. This was in response to the question, are these documents that Guccifer released authentic? Their response, oh, that's just a misinformation campaign from the Russians. We didn't ask you that. We said, is this document in particular, are all of these documents in general authentic? Oh, no, but this is a disinformation, a misinformation campaign by the Russians because, you know, the Russians had a major hack attack against us and they got our documentation and now they're just trying to cover up their steps and make it seem like someone else did it. We don't care about that at this point, Debbie. We want to know, are these documents authentic? Because if they are authentic, then this document right here, the very first one that I shared, I'll share it on your screen again. This document suggests that the DNC was already planning to help Hillary Clinton before the primaries even began.